Welcome to Face2Face with me. I'm Daisy Anwar, in a program that brings the world to your screen and where we meet people who make a difference to our lives. In this episode, we meet someone quite special. He is prominent in the technology industry. His company is one of the Fortune 1000s along companies such as Apple, Google, Yahoo, Cisco and Intel. He is also an innovator and an entrepreneur, but he is also Indonesian. His name is Sehat Sutardja, and we will meet him here on Face to Face with Daisy Anwar. You might have heard of Silicon Valley in California, the United States. It is home to many of the world's largest technology companies and the world's leading hub for high-tech innovation and software development. Most of the computer gadgets and smartphones that are now part of our everyday life, not to mention the components inside them, were given birth in Silicon Valley, the home of many Fortune 1000 companies such as Apple, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Intel, Cisco, and many others. Steve Jobs was, of course, the most famous son of Silicon Valley. One of the most successful companies in Silicon Valley is Marvell Technology Group, producing the all-important semiconductors and chips for the global computer market that last year earned $3.7 billion in revenue. But did you know that the CEO of this multi-million-dollar company is an Indonesian? I'm certainly proud to know that, and especially getting the chance to meet him, as his busy schedule means he is rarely found in his original home country. He is one Sehat Sutardja, someone whose knowledge and ideas are something we all need to listen to. A big player in Silicon Valley. Hi, Sehat. It's good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Jakarta.
That's my pleasure.
Come have a
Thank
seat.
you.
It's rare to see you in this part of the world, so it's. But how often do you come back to Indonesia?
Not that often. Try to do it maybe once a year, but I probably miss last year. Probably I wasn't here.
But you still try to keep up your visits to Indonesia.
Yeah, it's my hometown after all. So.
But you actually left for the States when you finished high school, right?
Yes.
And so how did that come about? I mean, what made you decide to, okay, I'm leaving Jakarta. You went to Canisius, if I'm not mistaken, for your high schools, and then suddenly you were in the US. So what brought you there?
I was when I was about 12 years old, I stumbled into electronics by chance, and I spend my free time whenever I have free time, meetings like. Whenever I'm not helping my parents helping the store, when I'm not doing my homeworks.
Oh, your parents had a shop or something?
My parents had a spare parts shop actually. So whenever I'm not helping them in the store, or after I finish my homework, and then I do my hobby, I do electronics.
When you say electronics, what are we talking about?
Meaning building radios and amplifiers and all the different electronic gadgets and instrumentations, in power amplifiers, making amplifiers for,
Wow, you were only 12.
Well, I started when 12, but throughout the years, from 12 to 18 years, for that 6 years, I've been working on electronics.
But did anybody teach you? I mean, did you have somebody?
I taught myself, actually. I went to school, actually, to repair radios, to learn how to use transistors, to understand how transistor works. I came to realizations that a lot of these advancements in semiconductors, in transistors, into chips, were happening really in the United States. So when I finished my high school, I made up my mind that I have to go to the United States if I really, really want to understand. If I want to be part of these exciting fields of electronics, I have to be there.
And your parents were very encouraging, or did they say this is just the phase you're going through, Sehat? You know, you.
In the beginning, I think they were. At one time, I was trying to fix my father's radio, and instead of fixing the radio, I actually made it worse. I made it not working. It was partly not working, and I made it completely not working. It took me about a year and a half to figure out how to really fix it. When I was 13.
Well, that's amazing. When you're 13, you could, already fix a
year
radio.
and a half. And I already had my certificate to fix radio, but I guess I was not really qualified to fix it. But so what I learned from that experience, actually that experience taught me a lot. For one thing, I promised my father that I'll fix it, so I kept my promise that regardless how tough was it for me, I didn't have time to play with my friends. I kept my promise and I fixed it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But did he worry about your future?
Oh yes, definitely, because all our neighbors, our family members, a lot of them went to Germany to become medical doctors. So, and then, at that time, becoming a doctor is
so the status
an aspiration
symbol,
of many parents. We like to have our kids to be successful. And successful means become a doctor. Actually, a business person was not considered to be successful. It's just a business person. My kids are smart. They become medical doctor. My kids become multi-radio. That's like, radio repair person. That's terrible.
Well, good thing you went to the States. So that's where you really learn all about, the semiconductor, all about, the chips and whatever.
Yeah,
Tell me about those years, because then you're really talking about the real stuff. You didn't have problems, fitting in, no culture shock, language problems.
Actually, I wasn't even aware of such thing as culture shocks and fitting in. I wasn't aware. I was like, I wasn't even aware of my environment. I was like,
so electronic
engineering. I was like laser focused on getting the education. So when the first time the first exam, I was shocked. I got a B, and then I said like, after doing all electronics all my life, I get B.
What happened?
What happened to me? This is so I study harder, and by the final exam, I got an A in that class.
Wow!
Even though I skipped the A part of the series. So from then on, things went smooth.
Okay. But then you basically never looked back.
Never looked back.